Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
All right, y'all, welcome back. Today is Sunday, June 15th, 2025. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the men out there. Take care of business. What I want to get done this morning is get the underside of the hood and trunk painted for the 62. These things were sanded yesterday in 600 grit. They were cleaned and blew out. So I'm just going to go over them real quick with a tack rag. He bought these mirrors, and we're actually going to paint them because he didn't want the mirror look, but he wanted to cover up all the ugly insulation. So we scuffed them with 600 along with the rest of the trunk, and we're going to paint them. I'm going to seal them. I'm going to seal them with SPI epoxy primer. I'm going to reduce it 50%. That way I can go on top of base, go on top of it with base coat, within 15-20 minutes. So I'm trying to get this done here in the next 2 hours or so, 3 hours. That way it's nice and hot and things should be flashing off pretty good. It's 93 degrees in here right now. So mix up some sealer, bring you guys back.
Alright, so like I said, I like sealing stuff with the reduced epoxy. This stuff I mixed 1 to 1 to 1. That's 1 part epoxy, 1 part hardener, 1 part reducer. And it flashes off within 15-20 minutes if the temperature's right. You can go base coat right on top of it. This helps fill any 600 grit scratches or maybe even 400 grit. So you can go less coats of base coat, and sealer is cheaper than base coat, obviously. So that's what I like to reduce. I'm using an IATA orange cap 1.3. Spray about 20 psi. All right, about 20 minutes later, it's time for base coat. Spraying this Deltron stuff, which, it sprays good. It's just the cost is very expensive. The goal here was to try and get everything covered in 2 coats. That way we definitely don't run out of paint when it comes time to paint the outside of the car. So really under the hood and trunk, we just want some color under there, make sure we got coverage, and that's good enough. That's where the sealer kicked in, so there shouldn't be any scratches to cover. We sanded up to 600 grit yesterday. Spraying it with the DV1 1.3 tip, and right out the gate, man, the coverage is as it should be. It really did cover in 1 coat, but of course 2 coats for insurance. And I end up spraying a quart sprayable. So it costs 16 ounces of base coat, 16 ounce of reducer, and we achieved what we wanted to do. Getting in to the nooks and crannies of the hood, took some leg work, but wasn't hard. Like I said previously, the insulation areas, we're not too concerned with that. I know they look like crap, but it's going to get covered up with insulation again anyways. I think here we are going second coat. Really kind of, I wouldn't say rush this job, but we went from sealer, 15-20 minutes later, base coat, 10 minutes later, second coat of base, 30 minutes later, 1 coat of clear, which is faster than I like to work. When we do the car, we're probably going to seal it the night before and base coat with 30 minutes in between, and then a couple hours before clear coat. But temperature was warm. I think it got up to like 95 in there, so things flashed off pretty quick.
All right, y'all, that's 2 coats of base coat. You guys just saw me spray with the DV1. And so it took 8 ounces per coat per piece. So that is a total of a quart sprayable, which was expected, but it covers really nice. It should, for the price. So yeah, Getting ready to spray it clear. I think I'm just gonna go one coat of clear. I'm gonna see how it sprays or how it looks with one coat, but I mean, it's under the hood and under the trunk, you know, so not really a point in wasting a bunch of material. Now, of course, where the hood insulation goes, you know, there was, you know, minimal prep. We're gonna put hood insulation back on there, so that's ugly. Mainly concerned with here and the sides, and same with the trunk. So far, not too many nibs. I mean, I see one little one, but this was minimal prep in this room. I mean, yesterday I sprayed primer in here, so spraying with the door cracked open, so you know, you get what you get. But so far, man, looking good, looking pretty good. I'm just gonna clear this thing, so let's get rolling.
All right, time for clear coat. I'm gonna be spraying the SPI Euro. Mixes 4 to 1 to 1. I did over reduce it a hair just so it can flow out pretty good, since I'm only going one coat. One coat is good enough, I think, under the hood, under the trunk. On the outside of the car, of course, we're going to go 3, and then we're actually going to flow coat it. So at this point in the build, we're trying to save materials while also still getting a decent, you know, looking panel. I'm spraying it with the IATA 1.4 silver cap. Sprayed it about 25 psi. Like I said, I waited about 30 minutes after base coat, and slicked out pretty good, pretty quick. Considering that, you know, I was primering in this room yesterday and we haven't cleaned it, job came out pretty clean. Of course, there's some dirt nibs. It's really hard to spray under the hood and under the trunk without getting dirt nibs, because stuff just flies out. So usually I spray clear at 30 psi, but for this job it was about 25, maybe 24, for that reason, so it doesn't kick up a bunch of dust from underneath the panels from sanding. We didn't wash these panels, we just blew them out really good and then, you know, wax and greased them, so we didn't use any soap and water. So like I say, one coat of clear, man, just went on heavy in the areas where it counts. Didn't spend a lot on the insulation areas. You know, just the areas you see. Probably double coated it back to back, and no issues, no kind of solid pop or anything. So I think it was a good day. Here's the finished product. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of thrown together here at the last minute. But this entire build is documented on the channel along with other builds. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, as we try and cover everything in depth to bring these cars back to life here in a garage setting where it's literally in the backyard. So that's a wrap for today. That's the color. Anxious to get these things outside in the sun because it does have some gold pearl to it. Probably wait till tomorrow to do that. Next step is going to be this coming weekend. We're going to get back on the shell, and we're going to be spraying Color Match Raptor inside and out on the floorboards and the trunk. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all stay tuned for more work, and thanks for watching.